Not here by chance, we are here by divine appointment. And I acknowledge our viewing audience that we have no creed but love. Love one another as I have loved you. And we have no doctrine but the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide moves beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation because our God is a God of oneness. Do you agree?
Yes.
Absolutely. Our God is all-inclusive. Everyone is included in our way of life. Joseph Campbell, the amazing anthropologist of note, once stated that he felt religion was the one thing that stood in the way of spiritual experience.
Yes.
And what he was saying in that was that people get so caught up in the form of it that they forget the essence of why they are there. Jesus, who became the Christ, said, "Love one another as I have loved you. Love your neighbor as yourself." The very basis and foundation of Christianity is about love. It's about the energy of unconditional love. And to put the works with the faith and to come out of ourselves in such a way that we realize that everyone that we encounter, that this is a holy encounter. This is a divine appointment that we have. So as we look at this wonderful new year and looking at the biology of belief, and energetically, we have been teaching this forever. And then Bruce Lipton wrote a book called The Biology of Belief, where he gave some wonderful analogies about energy. That there was one experiment, and they had this opening, and they had this machine that thrust out ping pong balls, just immediately and randomly, and they were all over the place. The minute someone went into that room and they began sharing their energy and visualizing the ping pong balls going in the opening, they all went into formation and started going through the opening because of the energy that was sent to that opening. Life is an opening. We can be all over the place. Some of us are, right? And the minute we start to focus our energy, the minute we bring it together and we begin to focus it on where we want it to go. You see, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. And when we begin that these are dynamic universal laws, we begin to language consciously. And so suddenly, whenever we say, oh, they were a pain in the neck or other parts of the anatomy, like we've done, and it's a habit pattern, we learn to focus in and think, oh, yeah, that is not the most conscious way to express how I view that person. It may be a challenge, but we in our way of life know we have only lovers and teachers. The teachers are the ones that are that little irritant in our oyster shell, right? And we're going to take that energy and we're going to really create the pearl of great price. You see, I only wear pearls, mostly. And I've had a lot of irritants in my life, opportunities. And I've just taken that energy and I created wonderful, wonderful pearls of wisdom and the opportunity to grow. So when we look at these opportunities that come up, they immediately, when we don't say, oh, isn't this wonderful? It's such an opportunity to grow. Oh, I'm just so blessed. Oh, yes. Someone said that they had a very dear friend of theirs. Actually, he made an investment with him. And he stole $300,000 from him. And he was just like crushed. And this was his retirement. And this was his this. And he gnashed his teeth. And he shed his tears. And he put his fist out to the universe. And then he let it go. Because number one, is there anything I can do about it? Well, he's going to do the court thing. But is he going to get his money back? No. Is it a lesson learned? Yes. Are we still going to trust? Yes, but we're going to be discerning. Things happen in life. Things happen that get our attention of where we put our value. And we know that money really is, if we look at it, the easiest thing to recreate. Because we open ourselves up for divine ideas. And when we open ourselves up for divine ideas and realize that there is a creator that gives to us with ease and grace every day of our life, we awaken with our first conscious breath. We are alive. We're successful. That DNA of success, that woke us up this morning. That allowed us to feel the energy of aliveness and the opportunity to take our first step into life. Are we going to take the energy and focus it, or are we going to be all over the place? It's our decision. There's just a great story about a little boy on a beach. And the beach was in Australia, and it was interesting because all those starfish would come up on the beach, and he would go every day and he'd throw the starfish into the ocean, and old man said, "Why are you doing that? You are not making a difference." And he said, "I'm making a difference with this starfish, and this starfish, and this starfish. I'm making a difference one starfish at a time." So when we look at our conscious effort to grow and unfold, to throw something back into life, that it's there. It doesn't look like it makes a difference. But the truth is, every action that's given with love is making a tremendous difference for ourselves, for the growth, for our own unfoldment. And I had an interesting conversation with my attorney, Dr. Clayton Beaver, who is also a minister. And Dr. Samantha and I were on his board. He was getting his Doctor of Divinity degree. He has so many doctors and everything else, PhDs after, but he wanted his Doctor of Divinity. It meant so much to him. And so we were on his board, and we just adored Clayton. And as we were at lunch, he said, he's also a professor. He teaches jurisprudence law. He said, "I tell my students when they say, you've taught us all semester, what's the bottom line? Cut to the chase." He said, "Well, there's really two things to look for. The first very sage advice is, it depends." And they're kind of looking at it like, okay. And he said, and the second sage advice is, but not always. So what that means is we get to take our own intelligence and make our own decisions and live our own life and allow it to unfold in the direction that we're putting the energy. And that is such an opportunity for us. It is an opportunity that we open to, that we grow from. And that after we gnash our teeth and we shake our fist at the universe and we cry our tears, then to get on with it. We've vented, we've released that energy. Now let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. And this person that was sharing this with me had been out of work for over a year, so this was even more devastating to him. And out of releasing it, he had more job offers than he knew what to do with. And he's actually working 2 jobs in the field that he loves and has his degree in, and loves to do what he's doing. So interestingly enough, when we hold resentment, we are holding the barrier to our good. We've got to absolutely release that and let it go. When we are preoccupied with stuff that goes on in our body, I woke up and my back is not doing so good today, I have a wonderful chiropractor, and she's in our way of life. And I saw her yesterday, and I said, "I just want to acknowledge that you have healing hands. It is just so wonderful to be in this energy and to know the minute you put your hand on me, actually whatever it is I'm experiencing, it dissolves and returns to its native nothingness from whence it came, because I'm taking action. And I'm doing what's for my highest and best." And I was sharing with Clayton that one of the things I say every Sunday is, I do this for me. My growth, my unfoldment, my joy. The minute I think I'm doing this for you, and getting up at 2 in the morning to get to the hospital in LA by 5, I go into martyrdom, and it's so easy to do. And that whole victimhood of, I've done for them, and this is the thanks I get. But when I'm clear that I do this for me, and I want to say and it's a big and, the glory of God. That energy that lives and moves and has its being at the center of our one life. When I am so clear that I'm doing it out of that intention, everything opens up. But the minute we think we're doing it for someone else, we go right into that place of, I'm such a martyr. And we got to let that go. That does not serve us. And we may do a lot of things for a lot of people. And I used to give my daughters gifts, and I'd find out she'd give them to somebody else, or she would sell them at the garage sale, and I was like, oh my God, she didn't realize how I sacrificed all this money that I've given to her, and she just gives it to the garage sale. And then I got it. Who cares what anyone does with what we give them? It's in the givingness. It's the creating a space energetically for energy that is unconditional love. It's unconditional love. The minute we think that we have to be general managers of the universe, and it was interesting, I went to my hairdresser yesterday and he says, guess what? I go, what, David? And he goes, I resigned from general manager of the universe and it feels so good. And I said, oh, I'm so glad, and I'm sure God is saying, it's about time. I mean, hey, enough already, David. And when we get it, we don't have to go to that place. We can open up to the beauty and the energy of life and to what life is saying in us. We can let go and let God. We don't have to oversee every little thing and think that everything that we give has to be used in a certain way. It's in the givingness. It's in the energy. It's in the light and the love that it's given. So when we come together today to look at the DNA of success, each and every one of us, we're here. We're a success. We made it. We took our first conscious breath. We're directing the energy to allow us to live our best possible life. And that we are, as we did to Wednesday Night Live, we toned in the new year. Mary Electra did a beautiful toning in which every chakra was opened. And our beautiful Robert Roy Conklin came dressed in his Scottish attire and his bagpipes, and he played Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost and now I'm found, was blind and now I see. And as he played his bagpipes, the whole energy of the Leisure Center went out into all of Palm Springs, and the whole energy was uplifted. It was healed. And that we began this year in that knowingness that we are starting out in that vibration of wholeness. That we are starting out knowing that we've already succeeded, and now it's so fun to just go through the motions and know it's already done unto us as we believe. And a story that I want to share with you, and I'll close with this story because it's so profound, is about an 87-year-old woman. And she was in a college class. And the instructor, the professor, said, turn around and get to know the people around you. And this young man who wrote the story, he had to share about it, John, he said he felt this very loving hand on his shoulder. And she said, hi, my name is Rose. And I'm happy to meet you. And I'm 87 years old. And I'm here in college. And he said, wow, what's a young woman like you here at college at 87 years young? And she said, I had one dream. And that dream was to finish my college education. And he said, wow. This is amazing. She said, may I hug you? And he said, absolutely. And he said he gave him a great big squeeze. And then they went off to the Students' Union Center and had milkshakes. And he said, why are you really here? And she said, well, the truth is, I want to meet a young husband, get married, and have kids. And he said, no, why are you really here? And she said, no, I am really here because I'm going to complete something I started many, many years ago. And I know that it will make a difference in my life because it was always part of my dream. It was part of my dream to finish my college education. So he said that she became the belle of the campus. Everybody fell in love with her, with Rose. They just adored her. She would dress up in her beautiful little clothes and her little, kind of backpack and her boots, and she'd prance around the campus, and everybody just adored her. And the football captain asked her to give the address at the football banquet. And when she got up to give the address, she had her little 3x5 cards, and she kind of, just a little bit lost her balance, and the cards went flying. And she kind of embarrassed, you could see that, this was kind of an embarrassing moment, and she said into the microphone, I gave up beer for Lent, and this whiskey is just getting to me. And she said, I'm never going to get those cards in order. So let me just tell you how it is with me. The 4 secrets of staying young and vibrant. And she said that first secret is find humor and laughter every single day of your life. Laughter is an instant vacation. Laughter stimulates our endorphins. It creates an energy field around us. It takes, it's amazing. It takes 54 muscles to frown, 19 to smile. I mean, that is amazing. Find humor every single day. Laugh, a belly laugh every single day of your life. Allow yourself to feel the energy that courses through you as aliveness. The second, she said, have a dream. How many people are walking around the world that don't have a dream, that are totally dead? She said, I'm 87 years old. She said, I could just stay in bed for 1 year and do nothing productive, and I would turn 88. A 19-year-old can stay in bed for 1 year and do nothing productive. They would turn 20. It's about growing up, not growing old. People do not, it's so amazing. They don't grow old and stop playing. They stop playing and grow old. The minute we stop playing, we grow old. And she said, so have a dream. And then she said, have no regrets. Elderly people, they don't regret what they've done. Usually they regret what they haven't done. If you have a dream, fulfill your dream. Feel that energy within you. Allow yourself to welcome life and to acknowledge that it's a gift. And she said, and of course, don't grow old, grow up. And I saw a bumper sticker, I loved it. It said, if you haven't grown up by 50, it's just too late, right? It's too late, forget about it, right? Forget about it. I thought, good, that includes me. As I'm going to be just like Alice when I grow up. Yes, 89 years young, and on March 1st will be 90. I mean, this is just fantastic, isn't it, wonderful? I love it. So we come together to acknowledge that we can laugh every day, that we have a dream, we have no regrets. We don't grow old, we grow up. I love that. We are up the spiral. And life is an unfolding spiral. And with each revelation, what do? We grow. And the amazing blessings of abundance flow to us through that energy field. They all graduated. Rose had on her cap and gown and got her diploma, and they were all applauding. And a month later, she passed away. She had achieved her dream, and it was time to move up that spiral, not to grow old, but to grow up the spiral, because death is not extinguishing the light, it's turning off the lamp, because dawn has come. And moving up that spiral, that energy field, and allowing ourselves to know that while we are here, let's be here totally and completely. Let's open our arms to life. Let's direct the energy, not just be at the effect of life going around ain't it awful and this happened, that happened. No, we direct the energy. Yes, we all have things that occur in our lives. We bless them. We're supported by others. But the truth is, each and every one of us is a perfect rose unfolding. And Rose had told that whole group of football players, learn the lyrics of the rose and live your life by them. So I say today, God bless you. Learn the lyrics of the rose. Live your life by them, because you will what? Go higher yet. Where will we go? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And so it is. God bless you. I love you. We are going.